Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian MD Strong Style Cinephile, and Gotham Knights is here. We're 2 episodes in. I'm talking about the first episode because I actually forgot that it was coming, or maybe I just blocked it out of my mind. So let's geek about it for a scant few minutes because, yeah, watched the first episode. It sucked like I thought it would. It's just not, it's just the whole concept of it just raises a whole bunch of problems. And I think it was a Polygon article that was written about it, questioning why we just can't have a regular ass Batman show. And I've said in multiple videos where I'm talking about Gotham Knights and my disappointment in the idea of it and waiting for the execution to be further disappointed by it is why we can't have it just a regular ass Batman show like that author said and talked about. To me, Batman presents us with the greatest opportunity for TV. You can do a litany of genres within just one show. Like, it's not beholden to just straight up action or noir mystery type stuff or supernatural or straight up like body horror type stuff or even delving into some camp with some of the villains that they have. You can hit all those beats within one show. So there's less of a chance of stagnation when it comes to the stories that you could do or the seasons that you have, because you could change it up so much. I mean, to me, it just seems like a golden opportunity that's missed because of the need for this, because I know it's a major cash cow for DC and stuff like that, and I don't know if they just view it as only allowed to be on the big screen, maybe. And as I've said before, I don't know the exact financial returns or how they view financial success with a film versus a TV show. I guess you're making your money on TV from advertisement, stuff like that. You're making money in film from the box office, so maybe they're not comparable or whatever. But I just feel like Batman would work better as a TV show than a movie every, 2 or 3 years, and then a reboot after every couple of movies. And also, I'm all for Elseworlds, what if type of storylines. Just playing around with some of the characters and saying if this happened or that happened, like Justice League, The Nail. What happens if Mom and Pa can't catch a flat while they're on their way to, meet baby Superman and somebody else picks him up. Like, stuff like that. I'm all for that. It's just, again, it's the execution of it. So here we have in the story, which is narratively, it opens with a narration from Turner Hayes, who was Bruce Wayne's adopted son, whose parents were apparently killed previously, and then Bruce Wayne took him in. And it's like, okay, so he's Dick Grayson? Why couldn't you do Dick Grayson? Whether or not it's because of the Titans show, whatever embargoes that DC is rumored to have but don't have, or this or that. I mean, people go back and forth on the actual embargoes and that sort of thing. And always have been over the years when it comes to comic book shows and stuff on TV. We dealt with embargoes and the possibility of them when it came to Arrow and some of the characters that were used on there, pulled off of there, or ones that we'd heard about but were blocked for this reason or that reason. So that could be a thing that we didn't get Dick Grayson or Damian or anybody else in the Bat family. Tim Drake, do something with him. He's on that crappy Titan show. Or I'd seen some message boards where people were saying Duke Thomas. Just anything really better than Turner Hayes, who's just one of those, kids who goes to a school for rich kids, and he's acts all, tough and snooty on the outside, but inside he's sensitive and he's got like a heart of gold. That's what we're getting with this kid. It's just, come on. So Batman is killed, and they're set up to take the fall for it. Basically, that's the gist of it as we got from the trailers. That's basically the gist of it here. Harper Row, Brother Cullen, and Duella Dent, who may or may not be the Joker's daughter. She's the wild card in this and acts accordingly. You have Turner and Stephanie Brown. Well, Stephanie's not implicated with them, but the 4 of them are implicated in it. Money, bank transactions point to the money being paid by Turner to the trio to off Wayne because of a change in his will and beneficiary and stuff like that. So that's why the cops think they're going to do it. They're about to be transported to Blackgate, and they're about to be offed by some dirty cops. And then Carrie Kelly shows up. Carrie Kelly, Robin, which I know a whole bunch of people are just mad because they race swapped her from redhead to a black female character, which apparently redheads getting swapped to black folk happens a lot, I guess. I don't know. Didn't really pay attention to it until people started making a fuss about it. But she shows up. We find out she was Robin. She apparently found out Batman was Bruce Wayne because he collapsed on the rooftop of her apartment or something, and she nursed him back to health or whatever, and she became his eyes and ears on the streets, I guess. And he gave her green goggles. Otherwise, she just wears like a black little thing you can get from Party City or on Amazon or something like that, some cheap, not even cosplay looking stuff. And that's the thing too, is like the costuming in the show. What are we gonna get? We saw briefly an owl from the Court of Owls, because that's gonna be a thing this season, pulling the strings. And you know, behind the hit on Wayne, I'm sure. And it's like, they spent what, like $10 on costuming, so it's just if this show came out when Smallville came out years ago, it could get by. But we've had superhero shows, we've had comic book shows for years. We've had them in actual costumes. Like, we're not afraid to show them in costumes. They don't just have to be the X-Men black leather suits because they're gonna get made fun of for wearing yellow spandex or whatever. We're past that, I would think. We're more evolved with that. We can do better costuming, better nuance with the costuming, like, and not be afraid of the source material of the costumes. We can do that these days, and it's like this show is not going to do that. It's just there's so many just problems with the show. Like, I don't hate the actors. The actress playing Harper Row, the actor playing Cullen, the actor playing Duella. Misha Collins is, I don't know. I look at this show and I still see him as like Castiel. Whatever. Dude just playing Turner Hayes just looks douchey, and I just want to punch him in the face. I have like no rooting interest in him to see him uncover who murdered his father. I don't care about him. He's just such a non-factor for me in any sort of interest in this show. You have Stephanie Brown, who's a spoiler, who's a daughter, supervillain, and all that, and she's just kind of annoying too. So it's I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with this show. I don't know. It's like, you see this stuff, and it's like they put the kibosh on Batgirl because they fed us this malarkey about how it was going to hurt the brand and hurt this or that when it came to Batgirl. Yet, this was allowed to come down the pike and air. Why didn't you pull this? I don't know. It's disappointing. People put their talent, their blood, sweat, and tears, their heart, and their energy behind it, and we can praise them for that and acknowledge that even if you do all that, the end result of what you're trying to do can still suck ass. And that's what this show does thus far. First episode, still got the second one to see. I'm not going to subject myself to tonight. I can only stomach one episode a day of that nonsense. Maybe this show will get better. Maybe it'll surprise us. Maybe it'll take us in some creative narrative turns. It's just annoying that we have these shows that are in Gotham that go out of their way to not have Batman in it. And just creating these outlandish and cockamamie like reasons for him not to be there, In Birds of Prey, he just said deuces and left. In Gotham, it takes place before, when Bruce is still a kid, yet a whole bunch of like the modern villains that he faces as a grown-up are popping up in Gotham. In Batwoman, he just dipped out. In this, he's dead. Like, in Pennyworth, it was way back when, although they changed the name to be Pennyworth, The Adventures of Batman's Butler, which is so stupid and so stupidly obviously on the nose. It's just, like, I want to know who thought that up, thought that was a good idea to rename that show that. Like, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. It's just one of those things where this is one of those things that, like, you hope that James Gunn can come in and give them better direction, better ideas. And it sucks because this is probably the last TV show, comic book TV show that the CW is going to do, and it's this. This is this is not the Arrowverse, but it's the network of the Arrowverse, and this is their last hurrah with comic books and superhero characters and stuff. And this is what we're getting. This is what we're getting. I don't know. It is what it is. It's trash, but whatever. Anyway, those are some of my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. But about anything else other than this show, whatever. Let us geek.